Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today I've got a vlog for you. It's been a while since I've done any sort of vlog. I sort of missed my milestones back there, but I've been crazy busy, and I know you're thinking like, how busy can you be with playing video games all day? But the hours do add up. The wife and I decided to get away for the week, so we drove out to Yosemite National Park for the week. I haven't been since I was a kid, and it just seemed like the perfect getaway from it all. It's in California. It's beautiful. People come from all over the world to check out this park, and it features just some of the most amazing granite cliffs in the world. Here we are on our way to Taft Point, and we decided to take a little break and just check out the view of the valley. On the right you can see El Capitan. The wife has decided to climb out onto a little point here. It's actually like a straight down drop from where she is. It looks like about 800 feet. So she's like on this little cheese wedge of a rock right now. And just the views from up here are amazing. It's kind of mind-blowing. And when you first enter the valley, you're at about 4,000 feet. So the atmosphere is still pretty dense. You can breathe fairly well, but when you start hiking up to the top of these big cliffs here, the altitude gets to around 8,000 feet. If you get up further in Tuolumne Meadows, which we did, the altitude can get to around 10,000 or even 11,000 feet. And it definitely takes a little while to acclimatize. The first day we were there, we hung out in the valley, let our bodies get used to the atmosphere. There's Yosemite Falls in the background there, and here is a shot from Yosemite Falls. It wasn't really flowing, which on the bright side allowed people to hang out in the pool below the falls, which is pretty darn cold, but it would have been a lot colder had the waterfall actually been flowing. The mist coming off of this thing when it's running is insane. See, it's just a little trickle right now, but when it's actually flowing, it is a massive waterfall. Now, after the first day there, we decided to hit some high points of the park. Taft Point is an amazing cliff, and that's me sitting on it right there. I think it's about 2,000 feet straight down, so if you want to jump, it's going to be a while before you hit the ground. You're going to have some time to contemplate things on the way down. And as if having these amazing cliffs and views wasn't enough, there happened to be a couple of guys that decided to do some tightrope walking while we were up there. Now this guy here is tying together two ropes there. One is a backup. You can see El Capitan in the background, that giant flat piece of rock. And climbers actually climb up El Capitan. I think it can take more than one day, so some of them bring sleeping bags that they actually hang from that cliff face. Here we are at the actual base of El Capitan. You can walk right up to this cliff face. And I was looking for climbers, I didn't see any, and then Natalie, my wife, points out these little specks on the side of the cliff, and so I zoom in with the camera, and the thing's got 46 times optical zoom, which we actually needed to see these guys on the face of the cliff, and sure enough, there they are with their packs. I was having a hard enough time trying to hold the camera steady just to see them, but it's an impressive feat. And speaking of impressive feat, let's get back to the tightrope walkers. It took them a little while to get set up here, but once they got it set up, they were definitely making the cross a couple times. They're also doing their fair share of falling, but I think tightrope walking has a lot to do with getting the rope tight enough, which can be a little bit difficult when it's being fastened directly to the rock itself. Now these guys were pretty good, and I was talking to the main guy here, and I noticed they had a GoPro, so I told him I'd give him a shout out for his YouTube channel. It's Jenks Painting. I'm going to put the link, let's say bottom center of the screen. So if you want to see more intense mountain climbing, rock climbing, and tightrope walking, you can check that out. Now getting back to Yosemite here, this giant hunk of rock is Half Dome. You can actually climb up it if you get a permit for it, but it's pretty hard to get. We applied for one and we just didn't win the permit lottery. These falls here are Vernal Falls, and the one in the back is Nevada Falls. We saw them from Glacier Point and decided, you know what, we're going to have to make the hike up to those waterfalls because they just look too beautiful. It was nice and cool in the morning when we got to Vernal Falls. The breeze from the waterfall was a great refresher. And then trekking on to Nevada Falls, it got kind of more midday. The hike became steeper, more rugged, but it was well worth it because Nevada Falls is just absolutely stunning. One of the great things about the trail is that you could actually come down a different way than the way you went up. And the way you go down is part of the John Muir Trail. The John Muir Trail is, I believe, 211 miles, and it just features some of the most stunning views. Here's a shot from the actual John Muir Trail. And then you manage to hit Vernal Falls again on the way back, which is still stunning the second time around. Now, depending on where you live, wildlife may or may not be a rarity, but if you're going to Yosemite, you are guaranteed to see a lot of it. Here's a stag in the middle of Yosemite Valley. We saw an adorable baby deer on the way to Vernal Falls, and honestly, I was thinking about just uploading an exclusive baby deer video, because I just want to just keep watching this guy eat leaves off of things. Then there is, of course, tons of fat squirrels that the tourists fed, fearless squirrels, squirrels that have figured out they are cuter when they hang out in packs. You have your normal chipmunks, and then, of course, the elusive saber-toothed chipmunk. And then you have your prairie dog, which just simply outcutes every other creature in Yosemite. And you can find hundreds of these guys leaping and bounding around Tuolumne Meadows, which is this beautiful meadow right here. And I gotta warn you, if you decide to go to Tuolumne Meadows, just be prepared to never get excited at any other meadow ever again. Now, real close to Tuolumne Meadows are Cathedral Lake and the Cathedral Peak. This is Cathedral Lake here. We hiked up here. Not too many people come up here because it's much more remote. It's higher altitude, but it is absolutely gorgeous. And that is Cathedral Peak right there. It kind of looks like something out of a painting, really. You stare at these scenes in Yosemite and you kind of have to like pinch yourself because you think you're looking at a painting, and then you realize that a lot of paintings you have seen are actually of Yosemite, and it sort of clicks. All in all, the getaway was much needed and just a ton of fun. If you guys ever have the opportunity to go to Yosemite National Park, I highly recommend it. It's just such an amazing experience. I don't know if you can actually replicate some of these vistas anywhere else in the world. It's surreal, really, in certain areas. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this little vlog, and of course the Battlefield content is going to be continuing as normal tomorrow, and I'll see you guys next time. This is LevelCap, signing off. Yosemite. Such a beautiful place, filled with trees, animals, and apparently a joint that somebody left here on this log. 3 joints, to be specific.